What if a forgotten, abandoned cruise ship, nearly 100 years old, could be reborn into a floating luxury mansion? Once left to decay, rusted and silent, this ship was discovered in terrible condition, covered in corrosion, shattered windows, and filled with years of debris. A dedicated team stepped in with a bold vision, starting with a deep cleaning process that removed tons of waste, stripped down damaged interiors, and pressure-washed every surface to bring the structure back to life. Once cleared, engineers reinforced the ship's framework, replacing corroded steel and upgrading it with modern electrical systems, plumbing, and safety features. Slowly, room by room, what was once dark and broken began transforming into a bright, open space full of new possibilities. Then came the true transformation, as designers turned the ship into a stunning luxury ocean mansion. Elegant bedrooms with breathtaking ocean views, high-end kitchens, stylish lounges, and beautifully crafted decks created the perfect blend of comfort and sophistication. Every detail, from polished wood finishes to soft ambient lighting, was carefully designed to deliver a premium experience. After months of hard work, the once abandoned ship became a masterpiece, ready to sail again. Finally, it was pushed back into the ocean to continue its journey, proving that with vision and dedication, even the oldest relics can be reborn into something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment below. Now, let's really dive into the full story. There is a silence on the open water that speaks louder than any storm. It is a heavy, expectant quiet, the kind of silence that settles over forgotten things. For nearly a century, hidden away in a lonely, fog-draped harbor, a colossal titan of the sea has slept. This is a 99-year-old ocean liner, a rusted monolith of iron and fading memories. Born in an era when crossing the ocean was a grand, perilous adventure, this massive vessel once sliced through the waves with unmatched pride. It was a crown jewel of nautical engineering, carrying the laughter, the secrets, and the dreams of thousands across the unforgiving seas. But time, as it always does, marched on. The world moved faster, the skies conquered the oceans, and this magnificent queen of the waves was left behind, tethered to rotting docks, surrendered to the merciless grip of salt, wind, and time. For decades, the ship sat in a state of quiet decay. The exterior, once a gleaming beacon of maritime triumph, had become a canvas of corrosion. Streaks of fiery orange rust bled down her blackened hull like tears. The towering smokestacks, which once plumed with the dark clouds of industry, were choked with debris and overgrown with the creeping vines of coastal wilderness. To look upon her was to look upon a ghost. She was a skeletal remnant of a golden age, an imposing shadow against the horizon, whispering tales of a world that no longer existed. Most people who stumbled upon her saw only tragedy. They saw a hazardous wreck, a mountain of oxidized steel waiting for the scrapyard. But step inside the cavernous, debris-filled interior, and the haunting beauty of the decay truly reveals itself. The corridors, once bustling with elegantly dressed travelers and uniformed crew, had transformed into dark, echoing tunnels. Peeling paint hung from the bulkheads like withered leaves. The grand promenades were swallowed by darkness, the wooden decks rotted and groaning underfoot. Every footstep echoed with the weight of 99 years. The air was thick with the scent of damp iron and trapped sea spray. It was a maritime graveyard. Yet, beneath the layers of rot, beneath the shattered glass and the crumbling bulkheads, the heavy iron bones of the ship remained unbroken. The sheer scale of her skeleton was undeniable. Where others saw a graveyard, a daring design imagination saw a blank canvas. The vision was as audacious as it was unprecedented. The goal was not merely to restore the ship to her former glory, nor was it to strip her down for parts. The dream was an absolute metamorphosis. This 99-year-old ghost ship was to be reborn as a breathtaking, luxury, floating-style mansion. It would be a residence unlike anything ever conceived, a seamless fusion of historical maritime, grandeur, and ultramodern, ocean-inspired interior design. It would take an army of visionaries, structural engineers, and master craftsmen to wake this titan from her century-long slumber. The transformation process began with a violent, necessary purge. For months, the harbor echoed with the deafening roar of sandblasters and the heavy thud of sledgehammers. Decades of rust were brutally scoured from the steel hull, revealing the resilient iron beneath. The treacherous, rotted wooden decks were ripped away, and the debris-choked interior was entirely gutted. The ship was stripped back to her absolute essence, her massive, cavernous soul laid bare. The tiny, claustrophobic cabins of the 1920s were demolished. Entire walls of steel were cut away, replaced by sweeping expanses of floor-to-ceiling glass designed to invite the horizon inside. The vessel was no longer meant to simply transport people across the sea. It was being redesigned to embrace the sea, to make the ocean an integral part of its architecture. As the dust of demolition settled, the true artistry began. Stepping through the grand new entryway today, all memories of the rotting ghost ship are instantly obliterated. You are immediately enveloped in an atmosphere of unparalleled modern luxury. The first thing that commands your attention is the floor beneath your feet. A sprawling, glossy epoxy floor stretches out across the grand foyer, poured in layers of deep ocean blue, shimmering turquoise, and bright seafoam white. It is a sea-toned resin surface so meticulously crafted that it perfectly mimics the rolling waves of a tropical lagoon. As you walk across it, you feel as though you are effortlessly gliding over the surface of the ocean itself. The brilliant sheen of the epoxy catches the light from the modern fixtures above, reflecting a watery, ethereal glow onto the crisp, white walls. Moving forward, the space opens into a spectacular panoramic lounge. This is the new heart of the floating mansion, where tight, windowless bulkheads once restricted the view. Massive structural glass panels now offer an uninterrupted 270-degree view of the sparkling waters outside. The room is bathed in glorious, natural sunlight. The design language here is defined by flowing lines and organic shapes, paying homage to the fluidity of the water. The curved furniture, upholstered in soft, seafoam greens and crisp nautical whites, invites you to sink in and watch the tide roll by. There are no harsh corners in this lounge. Everything flows with the natural rhythm of a gentle current. Coral-inspired details, from the intricate, sculptural centerpieces to the textured wall art, bring the vibrant life of the reef directly into the living space. Warm wood accents, reminiscent of classic teak boat decks, border the room, grounding the airy, floating sensation with a touch of earthy richness. As we drift further down the ship's massive deck plan, we enter the elegant dining area. This space is a masterclass in layered lighting and refined taste. Above a magnificent custom-built dining table designed to seat 20 guests, hangs an intricate chandelier made of cascading, frosted glass droplets. It looks like a frozen wave suspended in midair. The table itself is a masterpiece. A massive slab of live-edge walnuts submerged in a river of crystalline blue resin, tying back into the Central Ocean motif. Surrounding the dining area, subtle marble accents are dramatically backlit, glowing like the bioluminescent plankton that dance in the midnight sea. It is an environment crafted not just for eating, but for celebration. For clinking crystal glasses under the soft glow of a setting sun, while the gentle motion of the water rocks the hull. Adjacent to the dining hall lies the statement kitchen. In a space that once housed a chaotic, industrial galley operated by dozens of sweating cooks, there is now an ultra-sleek, minimalist culinary sanctuary. The cabinetry features a high-gloss finish in a deep, midnight navy, contrasting beautifully against stark white, waterfall edge marble countertops. The appliances are seamlessly integrated, hidden behind custom panels to maintain the room's immaculate, unbroken lines. Even here, the sea is an omnipresent guest. A massive picture window serves as the kitchen's backsplash, meaning that whoever stands at the stove is treated to a mesmerizing, ever-changing portrait of the ocean horizon. Transitioning between these massive public rooms, the ship's corridors have been reimagined entirely. Hallways on old cruise liners were notoriously dark, narrow, and disorienting. Today, these passages are artistic galleries in their own right. The walls curve gently, lined with subtle, recessed LED strips that guide your path like a glowing tide. The resin floor concepts continue here, shifting in hue from shallow water aqua to deep-sea indigo as you move deeper into the vessel's private quarters. Every few steps, strategically placed alcoves display curated sculptures and oceanic artifacts, turning the simple act of walking from one room to another into a fully immersive visual experience. At the very bow of the ship, situated where the captain's bridge once stood, lies the sculptural bedroom suite. This is the ultimate sanctuary. The moment you step through the soundproof doors, a profound sense of peace washes over you. The bed, a massive, custom-built circular frame, sits atop a raised platform, positioned directly in front of an expansive, curved wall of glass. Waking up in this room means opening your eyes to nothing but the endless, blue expanse of the ocean. The ceiling features soft, undulating architectural waves, internally lit to mimic the dappled light of the sun shining through shallow water. The palette here is intentionally subdued, soft sand tones, muted grays, and crisp whites, ensuring that the vibrant colors of the ocean outside remain the true focal point of the room. Just off the master suite is the colorful spa-style bathroom, a space that feels less like a washroom and more like a hidden, luxurious sea grotto. The walls are clad in iridescent mosaic tiles that shift in color from emerald to sapphire, depending on where you stand. In the center of the room, positioned beneath a massive skylight cut directly into the ship's upper deck, rests a deep, freestanding soaking tub carved from a single, massive block of pale stone. The floor is an incredible continuation of the Epoxy masterpiece, embedded with subtle golden flakes that catch the light, making the ground beneath your feet sparkle like wet sand at low tide. With a state-of-the-art steam shower and cascading waterfall fixtures, it is a room dedicated entirely to the restorative power of water. Yet, for all its tranquil, relaxing corners, this luxury floating mansion is also designed for an extraordinary, active lifestyle. Descending a sweeping, helical staircase, its banisters crafted from polished, repurposed brass reclaimed from the original ship, you arrive at the vessel's entertainment and wellness deck. Here, you will find a sleek fitness room that rivals any five-star resort. Mirrored walls reflect the panoramic ocean views, creating an illusion of infinite space. High-end, modern equipment sits atop shock-absorbing, specialized flooring, allowing for rigorous training while the ship gently bobs on the tide. Exercising here, watching the waves crash against the glass just feet away provides a raw, elemental energy that no land-based gym could ever replicate. On the opposite side of this deck, tucked away behind heavy, sound-dampening doors, is the refined game lounge. This room offers a striking departure from the bright, airy aesthetics of the upper decks. Here, the design imagination explores the moody, masculine side of classic nautical luxury. The palette deepens into rich mahogany, charcoal gray, and emerald green. The scent of aged leather and fine wood fills the air. A custom-built billiards table, wrapped in maritime-grade rope and finished with brushed bronze pockets, dominates the center of the room. A fully stocked, curved wet bar sits in the corner, its shelves lined with backlit amber spirits. Vintage maritime instruments, a brass sextant, an antique compass, an original telegraph from the 1920s, are elegantly displayed, serving as a quiet nod to the ship's profound 99-year history. It is the perfect hideaway for late-night conversations, accompanied by the muffled, rhythmic lullaby of the ocean against the hull. Stepping out from the climate-controlled interiors onto the sprawling exterior decks, the full magnitude of this transformation truly hits you. The rusted, dangerous wreckage of the past has been completely erased, replaced by multi-level teak terraces, infinity-edge plunge pools, and luxurious outdoor fire pits. As the sun begins to set, casting brilliant streaks of violet and gold across the sky, the ship's exterior lighting blinks to life. The vessel illuminates the water around it, a glowing, magnificent beacon of modern design. The hull, once bleeding with rust, is now painted in a flawless, sleek nautical black, slicing a sharp silhouette against the twilight. To look upon this magnificent luxury ocean mansion now is to witness a resurrection. It is the ultimate testament to the power of design imagination. What was once discarded as a haunting relic, a mountain of forgotten iron left to rot in the salty decay of time, have been breathed back to life. Through the visionary use of flowing lines, dramatic waterfront architecture, and breathtaking sea-toned resin artistry, a 99-year-old ghost ship has defied her fate. This is more than just a renovation. It is a cinematic rebirth. It is proof that with enough vision, even the most forgotten ruins can be transformed into a masterpiece. The ship no longer sails the treacherous transatlantic routes of her youth, but she has found a new, infinitely more glamorous purpose. She stands as a breathtaking tribute to the timeless beauty of the ocean, a sanctuary of coastal luxury, and a majestic floating mansion that will continue to defy time for generations to come. In conclusion, once again, what if a forgotten, abandoned cruise ship, nearly 100 years old, could be reborn into a floating luxury mansion? Once left to decay, rusted and silent, this ship was discovered in terrible condition, covered in corrosion, shattered windows, and filled with years of debris. A dedicated team stepped in. Every detail, from polished wood finishes to soft ambient lighting, was carefully designed to deliver a premium experience. After months of hard work, the once abandoned ship became a masterpiece, ready to sail again. Finally, it was pushed back into the ocean to continue its journey, proving that with vision and dedication, even the oldest relics can be reborn into something extraordinary. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment below.